Good morning. How are my third and fourth graders doing? I decided to do you together again today because, for one thing, the concept that grade 3 has for math today is always a good one to be reminded about for my fourth graders and going on as well. And remember, one of the things that happens when we have this multi-grade classroom here is you get to hear that again. And so I thought it would be good for you to hear it again. We'll also then go through our social studies that I want you to be working on and a little bit of reminder about our science, and then I'll go into fourth grade math, okay? So for third grade math and fourth graders, I really would like you to listen to this part because it's an important reminder. We're going to talk about compatible numbers. I'm going to switch a little bit to the other side here and use this board. Can you see that okay? Hopefully, if I move the right direction. There we go. All right, so remember when we're doing compatible numbers, it's not necessarily rounding like to the nearest 10 or the nearest dollar. You want to choose a number that is easy to work with, but also as close as possible to the number they give you. That's the purpose of compatible numbers. So for example, for $10.78, we would think $10.75. You would not round to 11. I realize that's easy, but you want to be as close as possible. So we're going to do $10.75. And then for $2.24, we're going to round to, can you guess? $2.25. Okay? Now we know that the 75 and the 25 cents, that makes another dollar. Okay, so we have a dollar there. We add that to our $2 here, that makes 3, and then our $10 here, so you've got $13. So you can't just forget about that 75 and 25 cents. You have to add them together, but that's an important way to do it, okay? In this section where you're adding, this isn't money, but it's the same thought, okay? So instead of 294, that one, the closest number that's easy to work with is 300. For 74, our closest number we could think in our heads is 75. And then here, 325 would be very close to 322. That's going to give us a very close estimate then, okay? 325 plus 75, well, that's easy. That gets you right to 400. Then 400 plus 300, that gives you 700. So just a reminder, when you're using compatible numbers, you're not always rounding up to the next dollar or up to the next 100 or the next 10. You want to have two things. You want to think about which number is easy to work with, but also as close as possible to the number, the actual number that you're using. Okay? So that was grade 3 math. Thank you. And thanks, fourth graders, for paying attention to that one. Set that down for a second. All right, so then next we have the answers for our Wisconsin history, okay? The Wisconsin becomes a territory one. All right, so if you're not finished with this one, please push pause, finish your work, and then listen to these answers. Are you ready? Number 2, how many thousands of people were needed for Wisconsin to become a territory? 12. TWELVE, 12,000. Number 5 across, the important body of national laws that run our federal government and were used as a model for our state government, and that is Constitution, Constitution. The first territorial governor, number 7 across, was Dodge, Dodge, and number 9, the capital of Wisconsin, you better have that one right, Madison, Madison, and number 10, our state tree is the sugar maple, Sugarmaple. Lots of people are working with the sugar maples right now to get us some maple syrup. Our answer's going down. This city was the first capital before it was changed to Madison, and that was Belmont, Belmont. Number 3, this man replaced Dodge as governor, and that was Doty, Doty. Number 4, Wisconsin was part of this territory before it became the Wisconsin Territory. And number 4 down was Michigan, Michigan. And number 6, a section of townships were set aside and later sold to support what part of the community? And number 6 down would be schools, Schools. Our last one, number 8, early representatives sat down in Belmont to create 42 of these so that we could become a state. And the answer there is laws, Laws. I will have the test up and ready for you to do on this one here. Remember, you can use your paper to help you with that. Think about how to be a critical reader, okay? We've been learning about that. Be a critical reader. Use your good thinker. Read the questions carefully. Read the answers carefully. Make sure they match. And always double check your work before you go on and submit it, okay? Thank you. All right, grade 3, you can be all finished with us for right now, and now we're going to go to grade 4. Oh, one last thing. Remember, I really do want you to be recording what the moon is each night, okay? That's our science for this week and next week, is keeping track of the phases of the moon. You can make yourself a little drawing and draw what the phases are each night. I know we've had a lot of overcast times, so if you aren't able to actually see it with your eyes, look it up and find out what is the moon phase for our area. Some calendars have it on there automatically. All right, thanks for that. And keep reading. And now we have grade 4. All right, grade 4, we have 4 main things to talk about today. And that is the mean, the median, the mode, and the range of a set of numbers, okay? An easy one here is the mean. I lost my marker. Here it is. All right. The mean is the same as average, and that's what you worked on yesterday. So how do you find the average? You add all your numbers together, and then you divide by the total number of numbers you had. That's the same thing for finding the mean. You do that same exact 2-step problem. To find the mean, you add your numbers together, and then you divide your total by whatever the total number of numbers you actually had. Okay, just like yesterday. The median. The median is in the middle. Okay, the median is in the middle. And you can think if you're driving down Highway 53, okay, or many other busy highways, there's a divider part down the middle, right? That divider part down the middle is called the median, and it's to keep us away from the other side of the traffic that's coming the opposite direction. All right, so the median is what's in the middle. What's in the middle of all of the numbers that we have. And so to find the median, you arrange all the scores in order from least to greatest, okay, least to greatest. My hands go backwards than what I think they are. All right, and so you find them from least to greatest, and then you look for which one is in the middle. This works great if you have an odd set of numbers, because there's always going to be a middle. But what if you have an even set of numbers? If you have an even set of numbers, you look at what are your 2 middles, and then you have to find the average of those 2 middles. Okay? What are your 2 middles? And then you find the average of those 2 middles. Here's a secret. If both of them are the same number, guess what? It's going to be that number, because if you add 2 numbers together and then divide it by 2, you're going to get that same number. Shh, don't tell everybody. All right, so median is what's in the middle. Okay, are those making sense? And your examples go through each of these in great detail as well. This might be something you want to write down, though, just a little sticky note or something to kind of keep with you, so that you remember that mean is just like finding the average. Median is that middle number, and that if you have an even set of numbers, you might have to find the average to be able to find your median. And then the mode is most often, and mode kind of sounds like most to me. So mode is most often. What number occurs most often? So if you have a set of numbers, you would look at which ones are repeated the most, okay? And that would be your mode. And our last one is the range, okay? The range is just how much between your very highest number that you have in your set of numbers and your lowest. So what's the difference between the highest and lowest number? So your range is the difference between the highest and lowest. So you find your highest number, you find your lowest number, and that's your difference. All right, that's your range. All righty, there you go. That's your math concept for today. Read through your examples. If you have any questions, make sure you give me a holler. All right, and I'd be more than happy to walk through you with that. So today, just a reminder for everyone, you have your test on Wisconsin history. Don't forget to be doing those DT3 activities. You'll have 5 of them now that you need to have finished by the end of the day. And working on your math, sending me pictures of that as well. Keep reading to match your AR goal for the month. We have a few days left in March here, but we want to make sure that everybody gets their AR goals, all right? If you have any questions, always give me a holler, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.